Today we're going to take a look at 7 tips for creating pro-sounding polished mixes. Let's go. So a lot of people think and rely on the mastering for this, but actually it all comes from the mix. And the first thing is to make sure that you get a good frequency balance right across your mix. Now you want to get hold of a mastering surgical EQ. Put it on your master channel and you're looking for a consistent balance across all the different frequency groups. Because your mix isn't going to sound pro if the bass sounds boomy, right? 2, use parallel compression. Now I use this on my vocals and also my drum bus, and it makes everything sound tight and controlled. It's really easy to do. You create a brand new bus, then load up the compressor of your choice. I'm going to use the 1176. This is quite an aggressive sounding compressor, so it's good for parallel compression. We want a fairly high ratio for this, so I'm going to go for 8:1. Your attack and your release are really going to depend on the sound, but I like a fairly slow attack and a fairly fast release. Now you're aiming for a lot of gain reduction with parallel compression, so that needle should be almost pinned down. And then blend in the compressor with your dry signal. 3, we're going to use bus processing for music and the vocals separately. So try this, highlight all of the instruments within your DAW and send them all via the output to a bus. This is a great way for kind of gluing all of the instruments together and creating a coherent mix. I use things like surgical EQ, bus compression and saturation. Then repeat that process, but send all the vocals to their own vocal bus. 4, consider removing the low-end rumble at around 30 Hz and below. This is not going to be suitable on every mix, but there's just a lot of low-end information in that end of the mix that doesn't add anything. And by applying a high-pass filter, we can clean up that part of the mix. 5, use tonal EQ to add air to your mix. Now I like to use the Mag EQ4 because it has this air band. It goes up to 40 kHz, which is insane. I can't even hear that high. But those magic air frequencies tend to sit around 10 to 16 kHz. So I like to select the air band on 10 kHz and then add the air gain appropriately. 6, apply bus compression on the master. Now a bus compressor is a slightly different compressor. It is meant for groups of instruments, so it's great on a master. So when we're compressing a whole mix, you want a very low ratio. So I'm going to go for 1:5:1. Again, the attack setting is going to vary, but I like a 10 or 30 ms. And, a fairly fast release at a 0.1 or 0.05. Now, when using the compressor on the master, you don't want a lot of gain reduction. You're aiming for around 1 to 2 dBs of gain reduction, no more than that. And 7, choose the right tools and plugins for the job. Now, using your stock plugins is absolutely fine, but sometimes investing in the higher quality compressors in particular can really help elevate your mix. I'm Aubrey Whitfield, thanks for watching.